Hello there everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel, and today we're going to be doing something that we did a few weeks back, and that is analyzing the material that I brought to my latest gig to see if you want any of it or you want more reviews on it, because some of it I haven't reviewed, some of it I will be reviewing coming up. So I do think it's still interesting to make these videos to get to connect to you, so you get to see kind of what I do and what I keep performing at my gigs. Specifically, as you saw from the thumbnail, this was at a law school / law firm. It was for the new interns and for the older ones to kind of mix and mingle. It was a cocktail setting, so there wasn't specifically any tables. There was one table because at one point there was so many people wanting to see my stuff that they literally just brought a table so they could sit a ton of people there. So at the end there was a table, but for most of it I tried to get material that can be done in the hands without a table in a cocktail setting, and that's what you're gonna see me show you in a moment. So that said, let's roll the intro and dive straight into what I performed at my latest gig. Perfect, so you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about what I brought with me at my latest gig. So, as the other one that I did, this is not the way that I took it. I had everything in my pockets, in my getup, so I didn't actually go with the carrying case, but for ease of use, I didn't want to rebring again because I wanted to wash my suit and everything. So I'm going to be showing you the material from here, but in reality, I performed everything from my pocket. So to start off, I'm going to show you here. Yes, these are a ton of pens. I am never too safe with pens. I have pens, so I always bring with myself some pens. I bring a thicker Sharpie-ish marker, and then I also bring this, which is 4 Sharpie markers with the trick. This is a normal one. These have on them the the barcodes for the effect. I forgot its name. It's by Super Lemon, I believe. No, that's not. That's by ALAKAZAM. It's an effect that I did review where a spectator is said to think of a simple drawing, and afterwards you show that you influence them to think of that drawing because it's been written on the QR code from the start. Now, I reviewed this some time ago. It is very, very good. It's by Paul Brook. I do remember that. And I always carry this with me because I do a lot of things with drawings, with simple drawings. So I always ask the spectator, oh, do a simple drawing. And if I see that they're doing what I know is going to be one of my hits, I have these markers with me at all time. Plus, if ever one of my markers runs out or whatever, I'll have an extra because these are not tricked per se. So I always have this with me, and I used it as well at a few opportunities when someone drew a flower and a car. I had those handy to reveal. Then I also have with me always a stack of blank billets. So with these billets, I do a few things. I do one routine from the Legacy books by Peter Turner, which is fantastic, where you say to the spectator you have a stack of cards, and on every one there's half a word. So for example, on one of them could be bat, and on the other one could be man. Or on the other one could be something like ice, and then on the other one could be cream. So essentially every word has a match in the packet. You go under the table or behind your back. The spectator cuts half of them, gives half to you. You both mix them behind your back. You both take out one card. You give it to each other. You reverse it, and then you cut it in the middle. And then when you show, you found that you actually got the same word. In this case, it would be coin for one person. So say, what do you think would be the other one if I got coin? Do you think it would be flip, toss, whatever? And they're never going to guess it's coin. And the other one is sit-in. So coincidence is the full word. And you say, you know what? It's actually interesting that we managed to do this. And I think it's more than a coincidence because there's actually nothing else printed on these cards. It's a brilliant little effect. It's from the Legacy books. I encourage you, if you have the books, it's in the additional ideas. It's like 2-3 phrases. He tells you how to do the routine like this. It's like a throwaway idea. I heavily request that you go and, if you have them, take a gander. It's a fantastic routine. Then I also do Peter Turner's picture at any number. I think it's fantastic. Someone just thinks of a random picture, and then you tell them that in your stack of picture cards here, there's a ton of pictures. Then they just think of one, and then when they deal to the number they're also thinking, the picture in that number will be the picture that they were thinking of. But as a kicker, there were no other pictures in the entire deck except for the picture that they were thinking of. So that is something that I do as well with these blank billets. And then of course I do all your usual, drawing duplications where you get a peak or name reveals with a peak or location reveals or anything with billets. I do with these. These are the illusionist ones. They're my favorite. I don't now, as you know, as I did a few rant before about how expensive illusionist shipping is. But usually when I buy something from illusionist, I put like $20 or $30 worth, because these are like, I think five, I think even less, maybe like $3 for 50. So I buy like 200 of them. Or 300 of them, as much as I can when I place an order with illusionist, because they are that good. So those are the simple things that I carry around with me. Then I also carry this, which was an entire kind of act that I did. Now, these were kind of the openers. Now you're going to see kind of the acts that I do, or more so the small sets that I do. So one of the small sets was this. So I would open for the group with Powerball 60 by Richard Sanders. Fantastic effect. If you don't know what it is, it's some lottery tickets. They think of any number from 1 to 60, and then you'll be immediately able to know what it is. So after this is kind of my opener. I then move into giving them this prediction, and I use Chronoforce by Murphy's Magic. If you think the app doesn't work, you just go on your Murphy's Magic account and you just refresh it, and the app is going to re-update, because it's a weird thing that they're doing right now where if you don't use the app for I think a month or two, your license deactivates and it needs to be reactivated to continue using the app. I'm guessing maybe it's a server thing to maybe keep the servers fresh. I don't know, but it's a weird thing. But don't, if ever you go back on your app, for me it works perfectly. So I use Chronoforce by Murphy's Magic to force 6 digits of a lottery number. And of course, as you can imagine, they choose 6 digits, and the 6 digits that I have on these lottery balls are going to be the ones that they chose randomly on the the timer on my phone. So this is kind of a mini act, all based around lottery, luck, and mentalists playing with luck and how they can manipulate it, and in what circumstances they can't manipulate it. I love this routine and got great reactions. So I just paired these two effects together. Look how packed small it actually is. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. And then this lasts around 5 or 6 minutes long, just with these two things in my pocket. And if you want, you can also add at the end a phone unlock if you want, or anything like that would work perfectly. But that's one of the mini sets that I perform. The second mini set that I perform is this. So this was Playlist by Craig Petty. I start with this. I perform an ESP matchup with them. So I say, try and read my mind. It worked perfectly. It had great reactions. And after that, I say, look, let's push the envelope even further. And then I do Earworm by, I do the app on the YouTube app with Earworm, where essentially you search a song on their phone. You ask them to think of any song. They then say their song, and the song that's been playing on their phone, you just turn the volume up, is going to be the exact song that they were thinking of. Again, pairs perfectly with this. And as you can see, my thing is to pack small but play long. This routine as well. Look how packed flat it is. I have here my NFC tag for Earworm to do it without having to type the URL. I have it here, which is justified when I remove the band and I put back the band. I steal it, and then I do the routine. But again, just 10 cards and a rubber band with the NFC tag. Look how small this is. And this is around a 3 to 4, even 5 minute routine that you can do just like this. So if you pair these together, because these were in one of my pockets, look how small that is. And this is around 10 to 12 minutes of magic with just this. Again, I wouldn't perform them back to back. It's 2 separate sets, but you get the idea. My idea is to get sets of tricks that flow well together and that they pack as small as they can be, but play for a long time. So these are some of the routines that I performed. Then I have here some of my business cards. I won't show you my number and everything on them. Then I have this. This is just my Gimmicked wallet for when I use cards. So these are Cartomancy cards by, these I always carry them around with me no matter what. I have inside of here, I have Vanish by Justin Miller and Twisted by Eric Jones. So these are inside here. As you can see, I have also the packaging for Twisted. I have Vanish by Justin Miller. And as I said again, Twisted by Eric Jones. 2 effects that always get really, 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 really good reactions. So those are here. Then inside of this, I also have some duplicates. I also have Contact by Rick Lax inside of here. I have some extra billets, and I also have, some opposite color cards if I want to do something like Red Hot Mama or anything like that. So this is where I carry around my gimmicks. I place these in my pocket with my deck of cards over here. Normal deck. Inside of this deck, with this deck, I also performed, of course, the routine that I was raving about just a few weeks ago. Ultimate Free Choice. I was performing that. That was also part of what I was performing. I think I do have the cards over here. So these are the cards that go in your pocket for Ultimate Free Choice, right there. I was performing that. I also performed an effect that gets insane reactions that I also reviewed not a long time ago, and that is Below by the French Twins. Gets fantastic reactions. I do that. And then I perform a ton of magic from Unreal Card Magic 2 and from The Family by Ben Earl. Most of the card magic that I perform is from that because it's hard-hitting, it's good, it's direct. So that is what I did with my cards. Then I also had with me this, which is something that I always rave about as well. This is what they thought of in performance, a Grizzly. But again, this is the effect by France, Prodigy Peak. All the time I do this. And I pair this with Wikitest. So this and Wikitest again is a fantastic segue. You start out with this, which is limiting someone to an animal, which you don't have to do, but for my performance I do. An animal and an already written word. And then you say, look, I was limiting you guys. Let's push the envelope further. Think of any word. Do you know how many words exist on Wikipedia? Whatever. You do Wikitest. A big hit as well. Played very well. So that and Wikitest, this is just a random notepad where if ever for example, for the lottery trick, I have them write the numbers here so they don't forget. Just like that. Then I also have here some extra billets that I use for a routine by Luch, which is essentially with Bruce Willis and an actor, and it also uses this. So you have this placed on the table. You then proceed to have them think of any word. They think of any word. Afterwards, you have them think of a number. Go in your notes by using DFB. They find a celebrity. You have predicted the celebrity, but also inside of the bulldog clip is the word that they said out loud that just came to their head. Fantastic routine. So I have that over here. Then this is for Wikitest. This is my crib. This is another pad that I have with me. This I did not perform. This is just extra inside of my carrying case. Then I also did this, which I raved about, and it got insane reactions. This effect, I forgot that. I'm for some reason I'm just blanking on the names of effects right now. It's the effect by Rich Relish that I reviewed with colors, and I pair that with Luca Volpe's Brainwave cards. It's a beautiful segue. You say, look, I have here cards that have very specific colors on them. I want to see if I can influence you or if you can be influenced. I do that as an opener, and then I do the effect with the cards and the prediction. Insane reactions. People were going crazy for it. Then I have my trusty cards, again by Luca Volpe. I think they're called DSTP or something like that. Fantastic cards. I always have these with me for a drawing duplication. I have here my wallet by Louis Laval. Fantastic again. I also have here this, which I performed, which is the book test with the one-page book test. It's fantastic, so I always have that with me as well. And then lastly, the last few effects that I performed is the lie detector. This is again a fantastic effect where someone chooses a card and then they go through a lie detector. It was very fun. It got great reactions. It's really good. I recommend it. Boom. And then lastly, I had also this, which is something that I'm going to be reviewing soon for you. This is the AFESP deck by Alexander Marsh. Fantastic product. I use it all the time now. It's great, and I'm going to be making a review. And actually now we're going to be in our last thing. It's two products that are going to be the two products that I'm going to be reviewing this week. So I won't talk too much about them, but they were the hit. So I'm talking about this last because this was the hit of the night. It was Movie Nights, the movie test cards with Screen Test by Judah Gabriel. This routine had people screaming. It got people rushing to my table to see more. It was phenomenal. I won't tell you what they are because I will be reviewing them this week. So this was the hit of the night. Those two routines paired together, incredible. So that is what I performed. So just as a recap, as I put everything back, AFESP, Playlist by Craig Petty with Earworm, which worked perfectly. Powerball 60 by Richard Sanders with Chronoforce by Murphy's Magic. Twisted by Eric Jones. Vanish by Justin Miller. Cartomancy by Peter Nardi. I have here some gimmicks for Contact by Rick Lax and some few extra gimmicks as normal cards for Red Hot Mama, etc. 2 ungimmicked notepads for writing stuff on them. Ungimmicked deck of cards. I have my cards here for, where are they? Where did I even place them? Did they just disappear? Yeah, so I have here my cards for Prodigy Peak and my crib for Wiki Test, which is another pair of effects that I do perform. Then we have my billets, which we use for the Bruce Willis reveal, as well as the Thought of Word from Bulldog clip, which I love performing. That's there. I have here DSTP drawing cards paired with the Wallet by Louis Laval, which works wonders. That's there. The one-page book test as well is in there. I then have the Lie Detector, fantastic effect. Ultimate Free Choice by Alexander Herman, again, fantastic. And then I have the Brainwave Effect by Luca Volpe and the effect by Rich Relish with colors, fantastic as well, those inside. And then the last 2 things which were already inside of the case is my billets with the effects that I already explained, as well as the effect by Paul Brook with the extra reveal on the barcode. And that is essentially what I performed at my gig, including, as well as I mentioned below, by the French Twins, which was done with a normal deck of cards. And also with a normal deck of cards, you have a ton of routines from The Family and Unreal Card Magic 2 by Ben Earl. So that's everything that I performed at my latest gig. It went well. At the end, for the last 10 minutes, there was just a heckler. It was someone that just came, and I think they were in a bad mood. And every single trick they wanted to ruin. It wasn't the best time, but you know, for the other an hour 40, an hour 50 that I was performing for this around 2-hour gig, everything went spectacularly well. Everyone was mind blown. It was fantastic. It was exceptional in terms of turnout and in terms of reactions and engagements from the participant. I had people literally stay with me for an hour. Like, they did not want to leave. They just wanted more and more and more. So that was fantastic. But then the last 10 minutes a bit stained the night, because everything I would do, the guy would start calling out, look, he switched the cards. Look, he switched the cards. Or I tried to do something with some billets. Look, there, he peeked at the card. So I don't know if he was a magician or if he loves magic or if he just watches a lot of Penn and Teller Fool Us or whatnot. But he was just out there to ruin everything. And he actually knew some moves and stuff. So I think he was maybe a novice or a hobbyist or whatever, but I still think it was a bit pants of him to ruin because basically he ruined every single trick at the end. But except for that, it was very good. It was still a very good gig. And yeah, that's what I performed. If you have any questions about the products, as I said, I will be reviewing Movie Night and a screen test this week. So after this video, you're going to see the review of those. But if ever you want me to review any other products that I haven't reviewed here, for example, the lie detector test, or if you want me to review Powerball 60 by Richard Sanders, or if you want me to, to review anything that I've mentioned here that is not on the channel, feel free to ask and I will do my best to review it. And that's all I have to say about my latest gig and what I performed there. I hope that you enjoy seeing the material. If you have, again, any questions about the material, feel free to ask. I'll see you all in my next review. Have a good one, and bye-bye.